Hey guys, how are you? So today we are going to start with the second topic, which is the stem. So basically, we are right now at chapter 5, which is Morphology of Flowering Plants, and we have already covered the root of the flowering part, right? So today we have to start stem. It's a very short topic, but again important, right? So, what are the features in STEM that basically differentiates it from any other part of the plant, be it root or the flowers or the fruit, right? So, basically, the stem is nothing but ascending part of the axis, right? So, in the way what we saw that root is the descending part of the axis, stem is the ascending part of the axis bearing branches, leaves, flowers, and fruits. So again, you can see that it plays a very, very important role when it comes to its functionality, right? Because it is the part that bears almost everything apart from root, right? So it bears branches, it bears leaves, flowers, and fruits, right? Now, how does it develop? So the stem basically develops from the plumule of the embryo of a germinating seed. So in the last chapter, I told you that when a seed germinates, it is basically germinating into a plumule and a radicle, right? Okay, and from plumule germinates stem, and from radicle develops root. Okay, so it develops from plumule of the embryo of a germinating seed, right? Now it bears nodes and internodes, right? Now, what are nodes and internodes? So basically, nodes are the region of stem where leaves are born. Okay, so where leaves are born, it's nodes, and then internodes are basically portion between two nodes, right? Now, this stem basically bears buds as well. So it does not just have nodes and internodes, it has buds as well. And a bud can be either terminal or axillary. So remember, a bud can either be terminal or axillary. Okay. Now, stem basically is green and it later becomes woody and dark brown. So if I talk about how does a stem look like, so in green parts it's usually green, but in other plants like say maybe big trees, it is green when young, and then later on it becomes woody and dark brown. Okay, later on. Okay, now what is the main function of the stem, right? So the main function of the stem is spreading out branches which bears leaves, flowers, and fruits. So the main function is to have branches which has leaves, flowers, and fruits, right? Now that conducts water, mineral, and photosynthesis as well. So the other function of stem is that it conducts water, mineral, and photosynthesis as well, like different basically different um, say things required for photosynthesis. Okay, now some stems even perform the function of storage of food, right? So as in the case of root as well, we saw that apart from getting nutrient from soil or giving a hold to the plant, right, it also performs other functions like storage of food. In the same way, the stem as well perform the function of storage of food. It provides support, it provides protection, and it also helps in vegetative propagation, which is a form of reproduction, right? So it also gives vegetative propagation. Okay, now what are the modifications of stem? So basically, modifications of stem is one that we have seen that it stores food, right? So there are sometimes basically underground stem of many plants which gives food. So as you can see that the stem may not always be typically like what they are expected to be, and they are modified to perform different functions, right? So underground stems of potato, ginger, turmeric, and many such plants like colocasia, right? These are nothing but modified stem which stores food in them, right? And they also, apart from this, they also act as organ of perennation, right? So organ of perennation to tide over conditions unfavorable for growth, right? So this is the second modification of stem, right? Now there are stem tendrils which develop from axillary bud. They are slender, spirally coiled, and these helps plant to climb, right? So there are many plants which basically are climbers. What they do is they climb on big trees and they derive nutrition. They get support from that tree, right? So they climb through what? Through stem which are modified into tendrils. Okay, so sometimes they act as climbers as well, right? So this happens in case of gourds like cucumber, pumpkin, watermelon. Okay, now again, in some cases they act as modified thorns, say. So axillary bud of stem sometimes get modified into woody, straight and pointed thorns, right? Now these thorns again are found in many plants such as bougainvillea, right? So many citrus fruit, bougainvillea, and this, why is this modified into a thorn? It is modified for protection from many animals. So many animals graze on plants, right? So just to avoid that, it many plants contain thorns in them, right? Now, in the same way, some plants are modified into stem but it is flattened and fleshy. Okay, so these plants basically are in arid regions where there is scarcity of water, right? So basically, there are plants which have stems into which modify their stems basically into flattened or fleshy cylindrical structures, as in the case of opuntia or euphorbia. Okay, so basically these stems they contain chlorophyll and they carry out photosynthesis for the plant. In the same way, there are some underground stems which, are like grass or strawberry in the case of strawberry, where it is spread into new neeks, and when their older parts die, new plants are formed from that. Okay, so they help in vegetative propagation as well. Then in plants like mint and jasmine, you'll see a slender lateral branch which arises from the base of the main axis, and after growing aerially from some time, it arch downwards to touch the ground, right? And a lateral branch with short internodes and each nodes bearing a rosette of leaves, and a tuft of root is found in aquatic plants like pistia. Okay. Then in the case of banana, pineapple, or chrysanthemum, what happens? The lateral branch originates from basal and underground portion of the main stem, and it grows horizontally beneath the soil, and then it comes out obliquely upward, giving rise to leafy shoots, right? So you can see in the diagram as well, which I have. So here you see that all these are modifications, nothing but modifications of stem, right? Yes. So basically, you can see that in the first case, in this case, it is nothing but storage of food, right? So which happens in the case of maybe ginger, potato, or colocasia, right? Now, in the second case, we what we read is the stem is modified into what? It is modified into tendril, which helps in climbing a tree, right? It serves the purpose of a climber. Then here you can see that the stem is modified into thorn or spine for protection, right? Now here you can see that here in this case the roots are arising from nodes, right? And as we studied that the main stem runs horizontally, not vertically, and then you can see upward rising shoots, leafy shoots, right? So these are upward rising leafy shoots, right? So this also happens in a lot of cases of plants, right? So these are all the modifications of stem. So guys, this is the portion of stem that is given in the NCERT. So I'll just stop here, and once we maybe start off with a different book, the different side book, we'll cover more in detail. Okay. So I hope you understood. It's very basic. I hope you understood what exactly STEM is, what is its function, and what is its main function, and what are the sides functions, and what exactly are modifications of STEM, and how does it help the plant in its day-to-day activity a lot, right? So please like this video and share it with your friends if you understood it very well. If not, please drop your comment, maybe doubts in comments, or the WhatsApp number given in the description of the video. Do let me know if you need me to make any changes for you to understand maybe better or in a better way. And please send your feedback in the comments so that I also keep on improving, right? And do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye guys, thank you.